Am I recording?
Completely Robux only.
Yeah.
Nope, it didn't change
Okay.
from cash to
Hello
Robux.
everybody, welcome to another video. And today I'm going to talk about bees and my love for them.
Obviously, there are many people on Roblox who don't have Robux. So naturally, many people got really upset at this.
So, yeah.
The fact that they made it Robux only is really stupid, and I think that it's stupid too. Like, at this point, this isn't even unfair to just noobs. This is also unfair to people who grind, because people who grind, like, when you grind a lot, you grind all day, you work really hard, you put a lot of your time into the game, so that you can get ahead and save up for future items that you really want. And I'm pretty sure people thought that this update was coming, but they had no idea that it was going to cost Robux, because, of course, my restaurant usually tends to make a lot of items limited nowadays, but it's usually at least available in game currency as well. But yeah, literally no warning or heads up. This just straight up cost Robux only. They didn't even bother to put any option to buy it with game currency. It's just straight up Robux. So yeah, it was a really huge slap in the face to new players and people who spend a lot of their time grinding on this game. They basically said, okay, well, we only care about our pay-to-win players out there. Screw y'all. Who cares if you spend hours and hours on our game? If you ain't using Robux, we don't care. Okay, so
we are going to be talking about one of my favorites ever, which is of course the bees. If you watch my King animation, you would know that I do like bees. Okay, so
for in-game currency that's equivalent to the Robux amount.
The population
also the Robux amount.
of bees are going down. It's either from global warming or parasites or just polluted air.
Make everything in your game completely unfair and just not even care about the people playing your game. So I'm going to read off replies and show you guys some of the people who are really upset at this. I literally spent 400 million thinking I would be able to buy the set too. They didn't even give us a heads up and making it seem like the set would cost in-game cash. Some items are special and deserve to be sold for real-life money, but at the same time it's never fair to not be able to obtain something special in a game that you love because you don't have cash to spend in real life. To be honest, it feels like a cash grab now. The chair looks pretty, but I feel like it should be paid to win for the Halloween items, especially since it's annually. I don't know how to feel about this. Okay, so this update was low-key fine, but please add more regular furniture and stuff for new players so that they can actually enjoy the game. So there's more, but yeah, as you can see, there are people who are really upset at this, and there's people who have really grinded and waited for this to come out only to realize that they can't get it because it costs Robux, which is really unfair. Luckily, because this is a special event, you can technically get it without having to spend Robux, but it's really hard. So if you do want to
we do have three options here of what could probably cause the extinction of bees.
Which is like the only easy one in my personal opinion, at least from a regular player standpoint.
And what I think, it's either
I'm gonna tell you right now, it took me so long to even
polluted
VIP
air
customer.
or pesticides.
Special item is completely based upon luck. Earn 666,000 cash.
What I'm drawing here is King if he were a pesticide.
A headless horseman. Alright, so aside from the first one, they're all pretty hard to meet, but definitely by far the headless horseman. The last
and
one,
by the way, this isn't going to be the bee video that I was talking about in my other videos.
In order to increase your chances of
that bee video is coming soon, but this is just a heads up.
Make these items limited too. So as far as I'm aware, there are 3 items that you can use to increase your chances of spawning a headless horseman into your restaurant. The cauldron, which is 200k cash in game, or at least it was. The coffin, which is 1 million. And the wishing well, which is 66 million. I think the price of the cauldron was decent, I guess. I don't know. I think the other 2 prices are really expensive, obviously. No new player or someone who doesn't grind a lot is going to have that money. No way. 66 million? Yeah, no. But what I don't get is why they had to make these limited. Because the thing that really bothers me is this, okay, so this update was released yesterday as I'm recording this. And literally a day after this update was released, all of these items that you could use to boost your chances of getting the Headless Horseman into your restaurant, these are already sold out because they were made limited. All of them. Literally not even 24 hours after this update was released, these items were already sold out because big games decided to make these items limited for whatever reason. Like, okay, the price tag on these are already high enough, but the fact that they made it limited, just why? Like, that's so unfair, honestly. Especially considering this is supposed to be a Halloween update, don't you think that these shouldn't be limited and they should be able to be sold up until Halloween? I just think that was a really dumb move on their end to make these limited. It really just seems like they're making everything limited now. Like, every single item they release, it has to be limited, and it's just really unfair. Another thing that really confused me about these 3 items is that the cauldron and the coffin, it doesn't tell you the exact % chance that it gives you to spawn the Headless Horseman. With the cauldron, it just says a small chance, and then with the coffin, it says a significantly larger chance. But then, when you look over at the wishing well, which is 66 million, which is way, way more than both of those items combined, it says that the wishing well only gives you a 1% chance, more than before. So, what does that mean? I'm just having a really hard time understanding, because if this item costs so much more compared to these other...
So, the bees population is going down. We need to help solve that. So make sure if you have a bee's nest right next to you, please don't kill them. If it's a wasp nest, I get it. Like, wasps are insanely mean.
So basically, in order for these to actually be worth less, the chances for both of these would have to be under 1%. You know, that's the only thing that, that's the only thing that I can think of, because why else would this cost so much more if it's only 1%? Meanwhile, these two, they cost way less, but it's saying that they still have a % chance, and they're both different % chances, so it's just so confusing to me, guys.
So,
I just
yeah.
think that's so vague and misleading. I really don't understand why they couldn't have just put the percentage on these 2 items as well. And I know some people are
so the parasites could be a problem.
Items, you can literally just go to the marketplace.
The global warming could be a problem, and polluted air.
Correction.
And if you were listening, my best bet would be polluted air and parasites.
So you see this candy bowl or whatever? This is like 40 Robux, right? Or something like that.
If bees weren't alive,
so this is 40 Robux, right? Now let's
half of the population.
Look at how much it costs in the marketplace. The cheapest that you can get it for in the marketplace is 30 million cash. 30 million versus 40 Robux. Does that make any sense to you? Like, okay, I know the people who play the game are the ones in control of the marketplace pricing, but still, that's literally crazy. I just think the marketplace is terrible and it's not fair at all. It's really bad unless you're like the richest player to exist in the game.
I'll be right back.
The chances of you being really able to buy anything from the marketplace is extremely low. Oh yeah, also forgot to mention, if you want to buy the Headless Horseman without having to do all that stuff, you can just buy him for 666 Robux. Yeah, if that doesn't tell you something, I don't know what does. Another thing that I find really funny about the player base of this game is that there's literally so many videos on YouTube of these quote-unquote money builds or money methods or whatever you call them, where basically you make your restaurant look as crowded as possible by putting as much furniture in it as you possibly can to get as many customers at a time as you can.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
Because like it's literally so crowded. Like, look at this. Like at this point, this is just a grind game and nothing more. One of my favorite parts about this game is the customization and like making your restaurant look nice, and the fact that these people are just like putting all of this stuff in the restaurant and making it look so crowded. I just think it's really funny. So
don't blame me for my far.
Everything that I wanted to say about this.
It's hard to draw on max.
I made a video on this, okay? But this update was just too terrible not to make a video.
Without bees,
the game is bad.
This
I know it has a lot of really unfair updates,
is what would
general,
happen.
I think it could be a really, really good game.
Flowers are one of the things that are important for our ecosystem. It helps bring life. And collecting pollen from those flowers would help have the population of bees. So if there were no bees, flowers would just die.
Again, please don't send any hate to the developers of this game. You know, I think
Just
these updates are
no
kind of
more.
stupid, and I think they could do a lot.
No more flowers.
But, you know, it's
Just,
not a
they're
bad game.
dead.
You know, it's their game, I guess. They can do what they want.
And then, suddenly,
literally every single update now,
there's
to be a
literally
limited item that
no
is
trees in the air,
unless you grind really hard,
which means
or
no
wait.
oxygen.
This update is even unfair.
The extinction
to grind
of bees
because you gotta
could
spend Robux,
literally
and if you
just
wanna do those extremely hard
cause
tasks that
mayhem.
are also unfair. So yeah, let me know what you thought of this
So
video.
yeah, let me know what you thought on this drawing. If you didn't like it, just dislike, and if you liked it, like, and if you really liked it, subscribe.